Were I to mention that statues are being torn down from their pedestals and mocked and thrown into rivers or lakes, you probably think that I would be speaking about contemporary events. But in fact, actually I'm speaking about the 8th century, when in the Eastern Church there was an incredible movement against statues and artwork that depicted the saints and Jesus Christ. And it was thought that there could be no graven image. And so for this particular group of individuals who were destroying beautiful saintly artwork, they thought that they were fulfilling the law of God. St. John Damascene, however, taught that because God himself came down to become one like us, and because he imaged himself as one of us in all things but sin, he gives us the opportunity to create beautiful works of art, including statuary, that we might look to him and love him. We don't worship the statue, and we do not, most certainly do not, worship the person that the statue represents, especially if it's a person of a saint. However, those images are windows to heaven, as St. John Damascene would tell us. And they help us to see, one, God who became one like us and who made us in his image, that we could become one like him, and most especially through the image of his Son. If we look at the image of his Son, we most certainly are worshiping the one whom that image represents. And so, my dear friends in Christ, in 787, the Church gathered in an ecumenical council and passed as dogma the appropriate use of images for veneration and for adoring and loving God, who is the one who created all of us. Whenever you and I see an image, like St. Joseph, certainly like the child Jesus, and like the statues, for example, of St. Junipero Serra, whose feast day the Church celebrates today, and whose statues are being torn down in California, those statues are merely indications that God has given us an opportunity to know and to love and to serve him through the saintly people who have done so before us. We are called to follow in those saintly footsteps, not to be iconoclasts and tear down images and knock down statues, but instead to be reverent iconodules, those who love the image of God through the image that they see of him in others. My dear friends in Christ, when you and I, saints in the making, see the image of God in each other, and we build each other up and not tear each other down, it's then that you and I make space for grace.